जय श्री राम। सो होप आप लोग सुन रहे हैं और आप लोगों को अच्छा भी लग रहा है. नाउ वी स्टार्ट विथ आवर नेक्स्ट वन. आरण्य कांड में हम लोग शुरू कर रहे हैं कैंटो 5. समरी ऑफ द कैंटो. राम, लक्ष्मण एंड सीता विजिट द hermitage of Sarbhanga, see the deities and are honored by the sage. Sage Sarbhanga ascends to Brahmalok. So in this chapter we are going to read about their meeting with sage Sarbhanga. Killing in the forest that ogre Viradha of terrible might, and then embracing and consoling Sita, the heroic Ram spoke to brother Lakshman of shining lustre. This is a very dangerous forest, difficult of access, and we are not accustomed to it. We will quickly visit the ascetic Sarbhanga. Raghava then went towards the hermitage of Sarbhanga. In the vicinity of the said Sarbhanga, possessing divine power and purified with penance, he saw a great wonder. He saw the Lord of the gods shining with his body, possessing a lustre like the sun and the fire, seated in a fine chariot in the sky, not touching the earth, followed by gods wearing shining ornaments and clean garments, being worshipped by many high-souled beings of the same time. Not far from him, he saw a chariot in the sky, drawn by green horses, looking like the midday sun. He saw an immaculate canopy resembling a white cloud and possessing the lustre of the orb of the moon and decorated with magnificent garlands. He also saw excellent and very precious whisks having gold handles, held by two beautiful women and being waved over the head. Gandharvas, gods and siddhas and many great sages praised the god in the sky with excellent verses, while Indra was conversing with Sarbhanga. Seeing Indra there, Ram addressed Lakshman and then, pointing to the chariot, showed the wonder to his brother. O Lakshman, see in the sky the wonderful chariot possessed of lustre, attended by grandeur and glowing like the sun. Indeed, here in the sky are those celestial horses of Indra, the horses of which we had heard so much earlier. O tiger man, those who are standing all round in groups of hundreds, young men wearing earrings, holding swords in their hands, having very broad chests and large arms resembling iron clubs, and wearing red garments, all are unassailable like tigers. At the breast regions of all hang garlands bright as fire. O son of Sumitra, all are possessed of a form aged 25 years. Indeed, they say this is the permanent age of gods, as these tiger men of agreeable looks appear. Lakshman, stay here only a while with Vaidehi till I find out clearly who this lustrous being is in the chariot. Thus telling the said Saumitra to stay there only, Kakushta walked towards the hermitage of Sarbhanga. Then, seeing Ram coming near, the husband of Sachi, Indra took leave of Sarbhanga and said this to the gods: Here comes this Ram. Before he speaks to me, make a move. Let him not see me. Shortly, when he has conquered Ravan and achieved his purpose, then I shall see him, for he has to do a great deed which is very difficult to be done by others. Then, having taken leave of and having honored that ascetic, the wielder of the thunderbolt, a subduer of enemies, rose to heaven in his chariot drawn by horses. When, however, the thousand-eyed one had left, Raghav, together with his followers, approached Sarbhanga, who was worshipping the fire. Ram, Sita and Lakshman touched his feet and sat down with his permission. He invited them to be his guests and gave them rooms to stay. Then Ram, for his part, asked the purpose of Indra's visit, and Sarbanga related the whole thing to Raghav. This bestower of boons, Indra, O Ram, desires to take me to Brahmalok, which has been won by me through severe penance, and which is difficult to be attained by those who are not self-controlled. O tiger man, I, having known you to be present nearby, decided not to go to Brahmalok without seeing you, my beloved guest. Having had a meeting with you, a high-souled prince of righteous nature, I shall go to the lower heaven and then to higher. I have won, O tiger man, auspicious and unending worlds, heavenly and those of Lord Brahma. Please accept all these my worlds. When thus spoken to by sage Sarbanga, the tiger man, Ram, well versed in all sciences, replied as follows. O great sage, I shall myself bring all the worlds to you. However, I desire that a place of abode be pointed out to me in this forest. Thus addressed by Raghav, equal in might to Indra, the wise Sarbanga once again uttered the following words. Ram, here in the forest dwells a righteous and self-restrained sage named Sutikshna, possessed of great luster. He will do you good. Approach you the ascetic Sutikshna in that pious region. He will arrange for your residence in a charming region of the forest. Rama, following against the current this river Mandakini, carrying boats of flowers, then you will reach there. This is the path, O tiger man. Dear, look at me for a while as I shed the old and worn out limbs, just as a serpent casts off its slough. Then, kindling the fire and pouring oblations of ghee with chants, that Sarbanga of great lustre entered the fire. Presently, the fire burned the hair on the body and head, old skin and bones, and whatever flesh and blood that great soul had. And he appeared as a boy glowing like fire. Rising from that heap of fire, Sarbanga shone bright. He crossed the worlds of fire worshippers, high-souled sages and gods, and rose to the Brahmalok. That meritorious jewel among twice born, Sarbanga in the world saw the grandfather Brahma with his attendants. The grandfather also was delighted to see that Brahman and said, "You are fully welcome." Thus ends Canto 5 in the Aranya Kand of the glorious Ramayana of Valmiki, the work of a rishi and the oldest epic. Jai Shri Ram.